Hi you guys, I hope you had a beautiful Tuesday and welcome back to my channel. In this episode specifically, I wanted us to speak about three things. The first one is Advocate Glenys Breytenbach. The second one is the ad hoc committee and the drama that is already brewing. There's just been like the start, but already there's a lot of disagreements in that committee and a lot of fight that is going on. Thirdly, I wanted us to look at the High Court case between Kunene and Julius Malema and how Kunene has lost that bid of defaming Julius Malema. Advocate Glenys Breytenbach, yesterday there was an article that was released that she said that General MKHWANAZI'S was supposed to approach Parliament before having the presser. Actually, it seems like the advocate was not informed, and I'm very disappointed coming from someone who even ran to be the next director of National Public Prosecution. This lady is a former prosecutor. Very disappointing. I'd have expected her to investigate, even though I know she's on the Constitutional Review Committee, and MKHWANAZI went to approach the Policing Committee where he spoke about Brown Mokgotsi and the relation he has with Senzo Mchunu in around March. I know that she's not part of that committee. How would she have known? But we're talking about a person that is in the legal fraternity. As a person that is in the legal fraternity, you know that you need to investigate your claims. You can't just come and make claims when you have not investigated. She could have approached someone that is in the policing committee and asked, has this person ever came there before even going to the media and making such allegations and such comments about General MKHWANAZI'S? The Twitter space actually fixed her and made the assignment or made the research on her behalf. And there's the video that resurfaced from social media.
Mr. Brown Mokgotsi. This Mr. Brown Mokgotsi, who had described himself as a close associate to the Minister of Police, indicated to me, which made me believe that he's a close associate of the Minister of Police, because he said to me he was joining the Minister of Police to visit the Lusikisiki massacre that had happened last year. And because I did not trust him, I called the Chief of Staff to try and establish who is this gentleman. And the Chief of Staff did confirm to me that indeed he is a very person close to the Minister of Police.
So I think from this video we can all see that this is proof that MKHWANAZI did approach the policing department, actually the policing committee. Actually, that has made me wonder, why is it that some of these white elites that are in government or that are exposed to the public, why is it that now they seem to be driving this narrative that Nhlanhla is not all innocent? Nhlanhla didn't follow the proper procedure. Why didn't Nhlanhla follow the proper rules and procedures? Because you guys remember O'Sullivan came and said that MKHWANAZI is the real criminal. You know, he was bashing Nhlanhla. Now we see this advocate coming in saying that this person, yes, didn't follow proper procedure. Who said that we fought that Nhlanhla followed procedure? But we know in South Africa that if he followed proper procedure, we're never even gonna know about all of these things. He had to do what he had to do.
Second guess what's going on inside the head of a criminal like MKHWANAZI. But the reality of the situation is he's overstepped his mark. It's not the job of a provincial commissioner to start accusing the government, the judiciary, the National Prosecuting Authority, and the Minister of Police, for that matter, of being criminals. And that's what he did today. And I want to see that man fall, and the sooner the better.
Then I wanted us to understand, who is this lady actually? So, as I've said, she's a former prosecutor and also the member of the Parliament for the Democratic Alliance. She's also a co-chairperson of the Constitutional Review Committee and a representative of the Judicial Services Commission. Breytenbach was Shadow Minister of Justice when DA was the official opposition to the ANC. In 2017, Breytenbach published a memoir on rule of law, and in 2018 was shortlisted for the National Director of Public Prosecution post, but later withdrew her candidacy. So this is who this lady is. This is the person that we are dealing with. And actually this lady is also part of the people that have formed part of the ad hoc committee. Now, yes, today they had the first meeting in the ad hoc committee. I didn't see her in that meeting. But one of the things that they started arguing about was the issue of the ANC chairperson, a person from the ANC being appointed to be the chairperson of the ad hoc committee, and that is Mr. Soviet Lekhanyan. I don't know, is he related to Lekhanyan, like the ZCC lead? I don't know, but he is chairperson of this ad hoc committee. And I was just so shocked as to how did they get the person from the ANC. But at the same time, when EFF leader rejected the nomination, it made sense, besides the fact that it was shocking that it came from the MKP, the very MKP that wanted to take EFF members after CIC was friendly with them, smiling with them. They wanted to take EFF members. That was their goal, and they failed dismally. It's the same ANC now that is nominating Julius Malema. I don't know if they were acting in good faith, bona fide, or mala fide, in bad faith. But I don't know. I think that it's not... I'm not concerned with that. What I'm concerned with is, why did Julius Malema decline the nomination? I doubt that, guys, he was going to be nominated either way. Remember that AC has 5 members. DA has 4 members in that committee, and then there's 1 person from the Patriotic Alliance. Already they've 10 members sealed, because remember, Patriotic Alliance, no matter what, they always stand with the ANC. And after that NEC meeting that they had throughout the weekend, don't you think that they did contact their GNU partners and said that you must vote with us in that committee? I think definitely they did contact them, and they knew that we're going to vote for an NC chairperson so that they can control the narrative, they can control the situation. Because if it's someone else who's chairing the meeting, they can easily control this whole meeting and be able to expose the ANC. Whereas if it's the chair of the ANC, the chair of the ANC will be able to control the narrative, will be able to protect certain speakers, will be able to protect certain arguments, will be able to say, no, we are not going there, yes, we are going there. Like we always see in many committee meetings where we see chairs being unfair. And one of the example was the chair in the higher education was always protecting Ngabane, even though she was acting unlawful. So I think that they chose this guy intentionally because they know that with him they can control the narrative, they can control this whole conversation and this whole investigation, and they'll be able to overpower the other parties that are coming there with the intention of making sure that the truth is revealed to the public. And then the MKP has 3 seats, EFF has 2 seats, Action SA has 1. These people, which is how many? It's 5. It's 6. It's not enough compared to 10. So they're not going to vote for CIC. So I think he helped himself by saying that I declined the nomination, because either way, the intention was clear that we're going to vote for someone who's ANC. And this is what Action SA said, because this came from the Action SA.
We garner public trust here this morning when we have a chairperson that has been elected from the very party where most of these people are embroiled in. How does that make the public feel to know that today we have a member from the same family where all of these people come from?
Obviously, MKP as well as the EFF defended this lady because there is someone called Kusela Diko. Do you guys remember Royal Pizza? So Royal Pizza was a company that is owned by Kusela's husband, Kusela Diko's husband. Then they received a PEE tender for the COVID-19, and I think they received around about 125 million, even though later on that contract was cancelled. But I think I did make a video, guys, about Royal Pizza. I will put the link to that video here. And these people were exposed. And remember that time Kusela was the spokesperson for the president. So this lady is not as clean as we think. And actually, it's not just her in that committee who's not as clean. Even the Glennis lady, the advocate Glennis, at some point was accused of corruption and stuff like that. So we have 2 people already in that committee that are corrupt themselves, and they want to deal with corruption allegations. Yeah, guys. So, and there was a lot of accusations about the issue that they benefited from the tender. Or this husband got the tender because the wife was the spokesperson of the ANC. So this lady is the one that actually started this whole thing after Action SA said that why appoint ANC member. And this is what that lady said.
We are going to have members coming here with the intention of being populist and trying to use what is a very, to quote your words, what you said is a grave concern of the people. They use that for cheap political point scoring, then we are going to have a problem.
Obviously, as I've said, the EFF and MKP came and defended Action SA, and this is what Julius Malema and the member of the MKP said.
With a person occupying the position of a chairperson. So an impression must never be created that we have a problem with you. We have a problem with the ANC occupying that position. Secondly, you, chairperson, said we are politicians. Since there's no agenda or anything, let's speak. People speak here. When people speak because you open the floor, they are told they are speaking for cameras.
This is a very sensitive matter. I've said this earlier, Chair. It's not about you. It should not be personal. People should not take it personal, you know. And I know some people will have heart feelings, heart failure, BP, and whatever you call it, high blood, and all those things. But as a committee here, we take no prisoners here.
There was a democratic process here. Only one name stood. A second name was nominated, and Honorable Malema declined. So as a committee, we should start off by standing with that democratic process.
I don't know what of this committee when already there's fights about NC member being a chair.
The witnesses will have to be identified. And of course, Chairperson, I'm saying this with the greatest of respect. What General MKHWANAZI said, Chairperson, on the 6th of July, 2025, is not evidence, Chairperson, in a technical sense.
What he presented is not evidence. We'll deal with that. We're still dealing with terms of reference. We can't start by saying General MKHWANAZI, what he said is not evidence. That's very dismissive. Right at the beginning, we're starting on a wrong footing. So please, when people are asked, especially support staff, they must not enter into the terrain.
But my worry is these members that are tainted dealing with such a sensitive issue that involves allegations of corruption. I'm just so shocked, guys. I wonder what will happen. I'm gonna wait here. We're gonna wait together, and we're going to look at that ad hoc committee very closely, because I think that it'll end up not serving its purpose because of the people that are there and the fact that, you know, it's chaired by the ANC. Moving right along to the last topic that I want to cover, which is the issue of so Kenny Kunene once said something very defaming about the CIC, and let me just refresh your memory on what he said about the CIC, which landed him in court.
To tell South Africans why I truly, the real truth, why I left the EFF, because of this cockroach. So I am going to deal with this cockroach because we have given him time, we have given him respect. He's got his issues. He hates himself. Now he hates everybody else. He also went for the TG of the ANC. He gets personal on politics. We have stood back, but now it's over.
Right.
It ends right now, and I'm going to deal with him.
Right.
Whenever I meet him, he must tell me that I'm a bandit in my face. But in the meantime, I will be calling the media and I will be addressing all these issues publicly after we have done what our people have voted for us to do. And that will be just before December. We just want to conclude all our coalitions, set up our governments, then I will deal with this little cockroach.
Obviously, after this, the EFF did release a statement saying that they're not happy about those defamatory statements and they want him to retract. They even wrote to the South African Human Rights. So they didn't just go to court. They found other ways on how to deal with this situation, but it didn't yield any results until they've reached a point whereby they decided to approach the courts. And the High Court said that Kenny Kunene should apologize. Kenny Kunene, having the pride that he had, these are the things that he used to say in court.
As I refuse to apologize because I believe that having said that, it's not hate speech within the confines of the law.
So Kenny Kunene believes that he was just being sarcastic. He didn't mean it in a bad way. But now he's told to apologize. Do you think he will apologize? I wonder if his ego will let him apologize. And I just can't wait even to hear that apology, if it's going to be in the form of a video or in the form of a statement. Because now when the court has spoken, he must apologize, especially now with this dark shadow that is in him, that he associates with people like Katiso. The last thing he wants is more scrutiny from the legal officers to get this over and done with. I think the most strategic thing that he can do is to just apologize and let it go. Otherwise, they will always associate him with the Stakis. He will always be in our mouths. He will always be in people's minds all the time, that there's a court case that has instructed this person to apologize. This person, the way he's disrespectful, is even disrespectful to the law.
Well, I'm very happy with the outcome. I've always known that we'll emerge victorious. The matter has been in court for quite some time now, and I hope on this one we have managed to bring it to its finality. There's another court matter pending on the Johannesburg High Court, where he made allegations that I took drugs of Mazoti or the Nigerians or something of that sort. So we've taken him to court. We're still waiting for the court date. Politicians must always act with restraint.
Actually, Julius brought Kenny to politics.
100%. The first
You
time,
must blame him.
The first time I ever spoke to Kenny on radio, he was in the EFF.
So we must.
I think we'll just see this as time goes by. I just wanted to close off this video by making these quick remarks about Umkhonto weSizwe Party. So there is an article that I saw. Actually, I saw it through a creator. Some MKP members are jealous of Duduzi and my relationship with Zuma, which is Dlamini Ndlela. I know that some of you complain that I like Mcebo Dlamini kakhulu, but Mcebo Dlamini speaks truth. Speaks truth to power. And this is what Mcebo Dlamini said about Umkhonto weSizwe Party.
Rules and regulations there, and the friends. You have turned this thing into friends and boyfriends, and they accuse them of also using illicit drugs. You know, so that's the fear that I have, where we begin to see things that happen inside the house coming into the public. It then says the center doesn't hold. That's the fear that I have, that the center doesn't seem to hold. They behave like rowdy children. So anyone becomes the face of the MK. Anyone, you know what I mean? It makes the thing to be clumsy.
Anyone just becomes the face of Umkhonto weSizwe Party. Anyone who feels like taking the shine at that time, they take the shine. For example, who provoked this guy, this Tlamulo guy, for him to feel like he has to come and tell us that people are jealous? What happened? Because of those old things, now you feel like this is the time for you to tell us that people are jealous. Oh, why? You just want attention. You just want attention. So guys, I don't know what you think about this childish behavior from people like Tlamulo. And yeah, most importantly, I wanted us to face up to talk about the main issues in this video, which is number one, that advocate. Number two, what is happening in that ad hoc committee, as well as that high court ruling on the Kenny Kunene and Julius Malema matter. Nonetheless, guys, please comment your thoughts. I will see you on my next upload. Bye.